Hey Virgo, it's on the bottom here. Three of Cups. Yeah, getting out. So if you can do so safely, of course, um, and accepting invitation, getting out. It's one of those things where even if you really don't want to go, I mean, if you don't feel safe, obviously don't go. But you could meet someone. You could. It's one of those things where nothing seemingly significant could happen when you're out with these friends or at this thing. But it's the beginning of a chain of events that looking back, you could say, you know what, if I had never gone to that farmer's market, that whatever, fill in the blank, I would have met this person and I wouldn't have fill in the blank, discovered this, and where I am now, 5 years from now, like this, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. And I see it very positively. What's match? Judgment. Wow. Judgment in the world is quite a it's quite a pair. Some world decision, some aha moment, some awakening. I'm actually feeling it more positive. Some breakthrough. Maybe there will be a breakthrough with the coronavirus medically that impacts the whole world. A wake up call, though. People really taking a collective wake up call, um, taking something seriously, people working together. I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson was on this new podcast I started listening to called Smart Less, I think. It's Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, I think. Anyway, they had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, and he said the corona he thinks one of the big issues with getting this under control is that you can't see it, right? And people are able to then say, okay, this isn't a real threat to me because, it's so abstract. But he said if there was a crazy monster that was leaping out and ripping the heads off of people and leaving. And so every time someone was affected by the coronavirus, that is what happened. He's like, you'd see a coordinated worldwide response like no one has ever seen. But so it was really kind of interesting. But I don't see it. I don't see it as a negative thing. That's not the vibe I'm getting at all. So I'm also getting coming together and brainstorming and coming up with solutions as a collective, as your group of friends, as your family, as where your place of business, wherever you have a group of people and coming together and making some decisions and taking everyone into account. So a very collaborative energy. Now we have the Five of Cups. What's pairing the Five of Cups? Oh, shit. Okay, we have the Tower and the Tower and the World did come out. They didn't come out right together, but I was talking about, I can't remember, maybe Aries reading. I got these cards it was ridiculous, over and over again before 9/11. And I did not predict 9/11 because it never occurred to me what it was until after. Because if you look at the Rider-Waite version of the Tower, it's a tower struck by lightning, like an impact near the top, fire, and people jumping out of it. Sorry if I'm apologizing I apologize if that's triggering. But it's literally like 9/11. And it was obviously a world-shaking event, a world. So again, but the Tower, people, it isn't necessarily bad. It shows us where this could be an earthquake. God, this is turning. I'm not comfortable with predictive, but I do use this just as an example. If there were to be an earthquake, only things built on a solid foundation will survive. And that's, a metaphor, not literally, a metaphor for anything. If you have a relationship and you're put in a stressful situation, if that relationship if there isn't a profound connection at a core value level, it's not going to make it. It's not going to last. So maybe, so this was paired not with the World card, but with the Five of Cups. You may have had a relationship that couldn't last um, this pandemic, and it became very obvious and it ended. You had to make a decision to, I mean, this is a cycle in life. To end you had to make a decision to end a cycle in your life, which was maybe a relationship, and could be a job as well, could be anything, any situation in your life. But it's also pining, looking backwards. And so the Five of Cups comes out and says, okay, be mindful of where you're putting your energy and putting it into something. You already have the data when the relationship is broken up, but often if it's not you who breaks it up, it can be harder to let go because it's a control thing, right? It wasn't your decision. So you spend a lot of time and energy and build up a lot of resentment. Oh, I'm talking about myself. Sorry. You probably don't do that at all. Where your thoughts and energy goes, that's what you're going to attract. So it's time to see if you can find a way to let go of that. So maybe a good full moon ritual, cut those cords and be able to free yourself to move forward. You have the data that it didn't work out, right? So why do we cling, and just in general, to things that didn't work out? Why do we spend so much time and energy looking back and trying to hold on versus opening up to something new coming in that could work out really, really well? Here's a wedding. Could be someone or that postponed their wedding because of the pandemic and ended up breaking up. But I also see this is a solid foundation. So this is saying if it was solid, it would have happened. If it was had the ability to be sustainable, it's going to go through. These are milestones in life, celebrations. Seven of Shields. Be patient. You can't force certain things. Certain things just take a certain amount of time. Pregnancy, you can't force a baby to grow any faster. You can't force kids to be more mature than they are for their age. And so you have a choice. You can either nag someone. You can plant a seed and yell at that seed, grow faster, where all you're doing is exhausting yourself. It's an energy of acceptance, and I will nurture and allow things to bloom and blossom and come into their own at their own time. There is a bit of a judgment call that can be tough, though. If you look at a relationship, how long do I wait to see if this can change, if we can work together to improve the situation? How long do I stay in it, and when do I call it? I'm just going to leave it at that and let you guys see if any of those messages resonated. If some didn't, let it go. It's not for you. And not to give your power over to cards. I know some people see the Tower and think, oh my God. But these are just cards, and it's just me talking. It's just pictures on cards. So we all have free will, and if you do find yourself taking on that worry, that's where you use tarot cards for self-improvement and self-discovery. Okay, why am I allowing a tarot card reading that's general by some random person I don't even know worry me? Right? and can I let that worry go because it's a tarot card reading, right? And learning to let those things go. Take care.